All life can be divided or classified into 6 different kingdoms. The first is the archaebacteria. They are single-celled prokaryotes, and they live in the harshest conditions, such as the vent of a volcano, hot springs, or in the gut of an animal. On this page, there are pictures of 3 different types of archaebacteria: the methanogens, halophiles, and thermophiles. Next, we have our eubacteria. These are the true bacteria. They are single cells with no nucleus. They break down matter to absorb it as food, and they can live anywhere. If they do move, they use flagella to propel themselves. They reproduce by splitting. This kingdom includes bacteria and blue-green algae. Most people think of bacteria as disease, or they associate it with illness. However, most bacteria does not cause disease. The picture at the bottom on the left is Streptococcus. Streptococcus is the bacteria that causes disease like strep throat. The picture on the right shows a picture of bacteria that lives in our gut, and that is the good bacteria. It's what helps to keep us healthy. Third, we have Protista. Protistas are mostly single-celled. The cell has a membrane and a nucleus. They live in water or on moist land. Some are able to produce their own food, while others feed on small particles. These organisms move either by drifting or creeping along. We have a picture of an amoeba, euglena, and some slime mold. You may find some slime mold sometimes out in your yard or out in the woods growing. It can be in different colors too. What do you call the life of a party? A fungi. No, I'm actually not talking about that. I'm actually talking about fungi. Most of us think of fungi, we associate it with mushrooms. Fungi is made of many cells with a membrane around a nucleus. They cannot make their own food. Instead, they break down decaying plant and animal matter. That's why they're so important to our environment. Then they absorb the decayed material to use for their own food. Most fungi live on land, but a few live in water. They are not able to move on their own. Even though we associate fungi mainly with mushrooms, fungi is also found with yeast and mold. Next, we have the plant kingdom. These organisms are made of many cells, and you are actually quite familiar with this kingdom. They make their own food from water and carbon dioxide and using energy from the sun. This process is called photosynthesis. They cannot move by themselves. Some plants are able to live in water, but most live on land. The last kingdom, or the 6th kingdom that we're going to learn about, is the Animalia kingdom. This one truly is the one that you are most familiar with. These organisms have multiple cells, each with a nucleus. They search for food in their own way. Their body changes food into energy, and the energy is then used in part for their movement. Their habitats include air, land, and water. As you can see from my pictures, the Animalia kingdom covers a wide variety of animals, from invertebrates to fish to birds. Even though I don't have it pictured, it would include amphibians, reptiles, mollusks, and then it includes mammals like the horse, and yes, us, the human.